Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Captain Swan podcast, episode 109. I am Michelle, to the end of the world or time on Tumblr, and these are the people with me today.
Hi, I'm Daniela, and I'm Queen Swan 20 on Tumblr. My
I'm. You brought me home.
Okay, I'm obviously, just one.
oh.
Hi, I'm Rams. I'm Aloha Forever.
Hi, I'm Ro, and I'm Shinichi's and Handshot Read It First.
Hi, I'm Lilo, and I'm Lilo Productions at Tumblr.
Oh,
Okay.
sorry, we forgot.
Yeah.
Don't be mean.
No, it's fine. She should have gone after Daniela, but that's okay. It's been a long week for everybody.
Very long
Yes.
week.
Okay, so
We're
we're
down
here.
2 weeks. Very
Guys hear
down
me?
2 weeks.
Yes. So we're here to talk about the season 6 finale, the final battle. Should we give a rating out of 10 before we get started with the questions? Nobody wants
Okay,
to
who's
go.
starting?
I want to go.
I'll start. I'll start.
Sure.
As an episode of television, I'm giving it a 6. As a fulfilling series finale, I'm gonna give it an 8.
I'm gonna give it a 9.
I am going to give it. I'm going to do the same thing Michelle did. As an episode, I'm 7. And as a series finale, except for that stupid that scene,
Yes.
8.5.
I'm gonna give it a better than season 5 finale.
I love you, Ro.
Hey, that's not hard.
I am going to be the one giving it a low rating. As an episode, I'll give it a 5. As a series finale, I'm giving it a.
YouTube. I have to type in YouTube.
As a series finale, I'm giving it a 4.
Wow.
Wow.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
So
No.
salty, Ram. So salty.
I'm not shocked. Everybody was salty today. This week's.
For a
I thought you were
series
very-
finale, I will give it.
Except me. I'm not
I
salty
will give
anymore.
it an 8.
Go ahead, Lisa.
As a finale, I will give it an 8.
That's generous.
Somewhere between a 7 and 8, because there was some logistical issues that needed fixing.
A
But
lot of stuff.
as for
Yeah.
tying up
Yeah.
all the storylines and making sure that everyone was happy, yeah, I would say about a 7.5 or
No,
8.
also, is that this episode had a lot more ethical. Like, they literally did not care Colin's food.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, that was obvious. He wasn't even trying to stand away from the camera. You could see it.
Yeah.
Are we talking about the brace thing he wore because of
Yes.
his foot?
Yes.
It's
Well,
amazing
Yeah,
how
but
maybe
normally
Maybe he.
they edited it out.
Okay,
What?
but maybe Killian hurt himself when he fell off the beanstalk. So he was.
That's
Well,
the thing.
they-
That's before.
Yeah, I mean, it was.
They
You could see it
showed it
clearly before
before
he
the
started climbing the
beanstalk.
beanstalk, but they also taped it in black to try and cover it. So it was. We were clearly not meant to see it there, but it was obviously there.
I'm still
But-
astounded at that the fact that he managed to fall 1,000 feet. Because according to Charming, the beanstalk was 1,000 feet high. And he managed to fall 1,000 feet off of that beanstalk and not die.
Well, they
I was like,
weren't
wow,
at the
dude.
top. They were like coming. They were on their way down when everything went to shit.
Yeah,
Captain
and
Hook always survives.
Yeah.
And besides,
And so charming.
it's not like kisses don't fix head trauma.
Apparently, even though it's only supposed to cure curses, apparently now it can bring people back to life.
Ah!
Oh my god.
Okay.
So I guess
have
the
to-
3B
I love
kiss
that
was
moment. I have
too
to
loud.
say it.
Thank you.
I really love that moment because we've established over the course of this 110 episodes that I for cinematography parallels. So I love that moment because of the callbacks to the pilot. But yes, it was fucking ridiculous.
My issue with it was that I felt it was disjointed the way it was filmed. It almost felt like it was two finales in one. Like they started out with one storyline, one direction they wanted to go, and then somewhere along the way they were like, you know what? Nah, we're gonna go do this. We're gonna do this story instead. Because every action she took, every alliteration, every moment where she was starting to remember things was centered around Killian. And then towards the end, it just took a total left turn.
And Henry's the one who who brings her back with True Love's kiss. Yeah, it made no sense.
It's Henry, and it's like they started out with him, and then they were just like, nah, we're gonna go over here.
Well, and not only that, but they had the whole, Henry's trying to get her to remember, but he's not trying to get her to remember with memories that she has of him and her together. He's trying to get her to remember with memories she has with her true love, her romantic true love. And not only that, so she has the flash on the roof, and then she remembers when the book is burning and it moves and it flips to his page, and suddenly she's like, wait a minute. And then it takes Henry like speed drawing and writing this here lame ass version of the book, and that suddenly gets her to come back, and I'm just like, the F? Especially when they went to all this trouble. Well, we have a question about this, so I should probably save my rant for later.
I love her rant.
Save it for later.
Okay,
well, because fan. But yeah, it was a little.
I mean, I understand wanting to call back to things from season 1 and from the pilot and whatnot, but there's leading your audience, but this is the perpetual thing that they do. It's always a bait and switch with these people. Like they lead you in one direction and then they just suddenly switch it to something else. And can I just say that I was right? Rumple was the one to defeat the Black Fairy and not Emma. Can I just say I was right? I was correct.
So it was so obvious that they had planned the finale for Regina to be the bad guy.
Yes. The thing
wasn't split.
Because the thing
was supposed to be the evil queen.
Well, not only that, but the things that the Black Fairy was saying were Regina lines.
Uh-huh.
Like I could hear Regina saying that shit in my head.
And she was wearing Regina's outfit.
If we had to get the split queen thing, why not have the evil queen go on, be a full-on villain, and put her in that role? I mean, it seemed like it was written for her, except it turned into a Regina versus Regina love fest.
Yeah, and I didn't understand. Like, okay, what was the point of saying, hey, there's multiple saviors? There's like one in every generation a savior is born, or whatever the fuck it is. And then have the existence of literally all the realms dependent on Emma believing. What the fuck were they doing for 28 years when she had no idea they existed?
Yeah.
Exactly.
It made no sense.
There you have Aram and Eddie thinking process. It's a mess.
Thank you, Lilo.
Thinking is the wrong word.
Well, it might not necessarily have been contingent on the belief that
that's what they said though. The whole thing was on Emma's believing.
Let me talk.
What I'm saying is
that's what they said.
What I'm saying is that might have been a rule that was included in the Black Fairy's curse, not necessarily not necessarily the real world as the storybook people know it. Just something that she included because she had said this was her war, and she designed this curse that the ultimate conclusion was if Emma failed to believe, everybody would disappear.
Okay. So then my question becomes: she burns the book. Why didn't the entire chain of forest go poof, just like that?
Because there was some small part of her that
It's bigger.
still believed something, or that wanted to. As soon as she saw Killian's face, I swear to God, they should have stuck with the Killian angle and made it much more powerful. But instead, they just went with left field shit with Henry.
Okay, we've got to ask about that we will get to.
Well, I understand the theory behind it. Like, the way I get this show, a fairy's magic, their power comes from belief. So apparently in this curse, the Black Fairy found a way to link Emma's belief to all the realms. And that's how she was planning to destroy the Savior by making her the anti-Savior.
Okay. Well, then my problem is that was not communicated very well, and it made no sense.
It's like
most of the things on this show, they don't translate well.
Well, it never made sense to me how pulling some stone out of a pond sunk the whole island at the end of Lost, but whatever.
It didn't.
Good point, Ro.
I was waiting for that.
Okay.
I got Bill after that.
Okay, so I'm gonna start reading the questions because we've got a lot of them. This one is from Anonymous. And since we are the Captain Swan podcast, these are mostly Captain Swan questions, just so you know. I would like to know everyone's opinion as to why there was a lack of CS in a 2-hour finale. Emma and Hook said less than 12 words to each other, and all viewers got was a side hug, a couple of kisses on the cheek, and the two of them riding off in the bug. These are nice moments, but a conversation between the two of them about what happened and maybe their future, like where they're going on their honeymoon, would be nice. Is that too much to ask for A&E to write?
Yes.
Arg. Yes, it is.
Yes,
Apparently.
Apparently. Yes, but
it could have been worse though. We could have had them rate shitty sexy times.
Don't get me started, Michelle. Don't get me started.
Okay, here's the thing. Here's the thing that bothers me most about that. For an episode that was going to be the end of Captain Swan, and for Emma Swan, and for Charming, and for Snow, Henry, very little on them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for all
screen time. It was mostly Ron and Perea.
Yeah, I mean, and that is true for all of Emma's relationships. That's true for all of Emma's relationships outside of Henry. Like, they were all just thrown under the bus for that one.
No, my fear was that the scene with the bug and the sheriff's badge wasn't even going to make the final cut, but luckily I was wrong.
Yeah.
Well, they did cut some of it out because originally Colin was supposed to be walking up the street to the car, but I'm assuming because of the issue with his foot, they obviously couldn't pull off a shot without. Well, they didn't seem to care at the beanstalk because they obviously showed the fucking boot there. I don't see why they would care about showing it in this scene, but they cut that short.
All they gotta do is shoot him from the waist up.
Exactly.
And it was hard. Unless you were in the fandom and saw the spoiler filming pics of the badge on his chest, it would have been hard for you to see it.
Yeah, you couldn't see it very
well.
And
to know that this is what was happening. I mean, that was a very important moment for him. I would like to have seen her actually pin it onto his chest because that's a big life-changing moment for him. Instead, we got, a quick thing. I mean, that whole scene, there was no audio, so you didn't know what they said. I mean, some people think that he said,
happy honeymoon.
Happy honeymoon.
Honeymoon. Then when she picks up the CB to take a call, that she says, Deputy Jones or whatever. But I mean,
Beaufort Jones, I think.
Or Sheriff Jones. I mean, we can't really be sure what they said, but I just feel like they should have whatever they started with. They should have ended with. They had a really good start going, centered on her remembering because of her true love. Henry didn't even go for any other angle. He didn't go for her parents. He didn't go for. I mean, nothing else.
Okay.
He went straight to Killian.
Like I said, we haven't asked about that, and we will get to it in a minute. Okay, so please don't freak out about this question. I just have a feeling this one is going to rile you up, so please remain calm. I'm sure they don't mean it in a bad way. Okay.
Oh, fuck
So
my.
please remain calm.
I'm going to put food in the mouth. Anything.
Okay. So this is from Anonymous. And they say, I'm disappointed that Emma didn't refer to Hook as her husband while Hook referred to her as his wife twice. Do you feel the same way?
Uh-oh.
I'm
deal.
not upset about it because Emma barely got to talk about Hook at all.
Oh god, I love that question. Mine?
What?
What's your opinion on the
What's
question?
that? I mean, I would have loved to see her refer to him as her husband, but considering he spent 1 hour and a half of it, who the fuck he was, I'm not actually surprised.
Yeah, she can't refer to somebody as her husband if she doesn't know who they are.
Yeah, it's like.
Oh god.
But she was the one.
To her as his wife like every 5 seconds, but they have all their memories intact.
Mm-hmm. But she was the one to. She was the first one to mention the word honeymoon, so I'm gonna take that as a win.
I mean, come on, people. Girl knows her priorities.
Yes.
Does anybody else have any opinions?
It is what it is.
It's what it is, exactly.
I mean, that just leads into the distinct lack of CS in the whole episode. Really? Except for Killian's big speech.
Or do we have another ask for that?
That was a good speech.
Well, we haven't asked about the whole Hook magic bean thing.
Okay. I'll wait until then.
Okay. It's from Anonymous, and it says, "Hi, everybody. Love your podcast very much. Do you think that A&E originally planned to have Hook get to Emma once he found the magic bean? There just seemed to be so much foreshadowing leading up to that. Hook telling Charming about his first adventure with Emma on the beanstalk, and Snow telling Hook to get to Emma to make her believe again. It would have been a nice callback and would have made the current story flow a lot better."
Yeah, I think there were some problems in translation there. And like the original plan was to bring him in beanstalk, or well, not beanstalk, yeah, bean.
Because seriously, when
he decided to go with let's destroy this and blah blah blah.
Because seriously, when he fell off, I seriously just thought he was gonna drop the bean and just fall through a portal.
Literally, everybody thought that.
And then he shows up on the ground, and I'm like, the hell?
And
hello there, mummy.
Exactly.
I mean, that was funny, but it's not worth it.
No.
It would have been fine if after Snow told him that go to Emma, he actually immediately go to the portal, but no, he went to the castle, and I don't know.
Yeah, because he wanted to help save everyone.
No, but still.
Yeah, okay, they save everyone a lot faster by going and getting Emma to believe. That's how you save everybody.
He got another. Snow order him.
See, this is what I don't get. When Snow uncovered him, and he said he found the bean and he was gonna go get her, but he wanted to help her find Charming first, and she's like, she was adamant. She's like, no, you go, use the bean, get her. He could have dropped the fucking bean on the ground right there and gone. Instead, he jumps on the fucking horse and rides all the way to back to the fucking castle. For what?
And by the time he got there, the bean was useless.
At what point?
Yeah, by the time that he got there, the bean was dried up, and he got stuck.
Exactly.
I'm like, are you?
She actually asked him to go to the castle.
Exactly. I mean,
Jesus, he could have dropped the bean on the floor
On
in
the-
in the giant's castle and gone there, and Charming could have climbed down by himself.
Yeah, I mean, the whole thing made no sense. And then to compound insult with injury, when they're all standing there in the little courtyard thing, and the curse is coming in around them, and they're all about to die. Everybody has somebody to comfort them except Killian. He's just
I
standing there
know.
by himself. I'm like,
Yeah.
the fuck is this shit? And the fact that and they're exact. This ask is exactly right. They spent so much time both in Storybrooke and in the Enchanted Forest, emphasizing how much Emma and Killian's connection is, and how Killian was like the one thing that was like jogging her memory and starting to get her to remember, and then they just said fuck it.
Also, it would have been a callback to remember to the season 2.
And it would have been
happy, but
and it would have been a callback to season 3.
When they're in the jail cell and he's like, this bean was like full promise and blah blah blah.
Dried up and useless.
Yeah.
I would love to have seen him be able to use that bean and wind up back in
Boston.
Storybrooke to
New
find her
York?
there the same way he did in the beginning of 3B, only this time for it to
Boston.
go
New York, you mean?
only this
Boston.
time for it to New York.
I really
She
like
was in
to see him
Boston.
Boston or something.
Emma returned to her apartment in Boston. So if he had
I
fallen
know.
through
I
the
meant,
portal at that point, he would have been in Boston.
He would have been.
No, I meant the
Yes.
3B finale, 3A finale. He went to New York. So
Right.
Can I finish,
Okay.
please?
Yes.
Thank
Yeah.
you. It depends on when he used the bean. Like I said, if he used it earlier up on the fucking beanstalk, he probably would have wound up in Storybrooke. But because he waited too fucking long and tried to do it by the time he got back to the castle, then yes, that's true. He would have wound up in Boston. Either way, he would have been able. We would have gotten
sex and it was
either way. We would have gotten
Apartment
what
in
we had
Boston.
originally wanted way back in 3B, which was the true love kiss that failed because she didn't remember him. It would have been a great callback to that, and it would have solved it so much better than the way that it played out. I mean, granted, seeing them all standing there on the only piece of like Storybrooke world that was left, standing in that little circle, was a nail-biting thing because all of us were like, please, Emma, remember, do something, But at the same time, I just feel like, what's the sense of building up all this other stuff with him and her connection to him and then not using it? It seems like a waste of
season.
Because they love their bait and switch.
exactly.
I'm actually pretty certain that they had a different finale first. It
seemed like,
and then decided not to.
Well, no, and especially in light of the fact that the episode before that is them getting married.
I know.
Emphasizing how much Killian is a part of Emma's happy ending and her finally laying down the rest of her walls and really opening herself up. I mean, she loves her parents and she loves her son, but the only person to really get her to really let her walls down is Killian Jones, and then we just do this.
See, this is why I thought it was a shitty finale or even a shitty episode. It's like 2 different writers sat and wrote those 2 episodes and they had no idea what the other person was writing. Like, what's the point?
Yeah, it's like
There's
the first.
There's a simple fix to this. All they needed to do was keep everything the way it is, including the handwritten Henry book. And Emma's flipping through it and she sees a diagram of Hook showing up at her New York apartment and she's like, wow, this really calls something to her. And then the door opens and Hook shows up again. Then have him kiss her. She'll remember everything. And then she'll come back to Storybrooke and everything goes as normal.
I mean, and considering they were willing to ignore the rules of True Love's Kiss for everything else, I wouldn't have had a problem with them doing that.
Yeah, I mean, she would want it.
And not only that, sorry, Rams, I don't mean to cut you off, but they could have had 2 True Love's kisses. They could have had one with Emma and one with Henry and been fine.
Right. I mean, they wanted to call back to the Henry kiss. That's fine. That doesn't mean that Hook and Emma shouldn't have had one. It would have bookended the New York thing that happened in 3A.
Yep.
Not only that, but the illogicality of I could definitely see there was this feeling of whoever wrote the first half, episode 21, did not seem to have the input on episode 22, because whoever wrote episode 22 was veering off into La La Land, so somewhere else. The whole of episode 21 was Henry despairing over not being able to get Emma to believe him. She wouldn't even touch the book. Like, I mean, she wouldn't go anywhere near it. She didn't want to. She's like, I can't do this anymore. I've spent 2 years trying to forget about it. I've made good progress, blah, blah, blah. And then she leaves and goes home, and she opens up this Crayola book drawing that Henry made for her. And all of a sudden, poof, oh, well, maybe I can be this person? But what about the other book? That would have made you believe even more fiercely. It had the drawings, the picture of your husband in it, your parents, your whole fucking story. This one is like a Crayola last-ditch effort drawing. You believe that more than the actual magical storybook? What the fuck?
Well,
So,
maybe in a
Can I
way,
just say?
Henry.
Well, to be
her
fair,
son is a handwritten
Okay, one at a
production.
time. One at a time.
Okay.
thank you.
Well, it is something her son wrote and drew for her, so it's more personal.
Yes, but can I just say? I mean, it's a fucking magical book. You would have thought it would have been impervious to fire, right?
Uh-huh.
It's a magical book. Why did it burn with fire?
But that
Bro.
book is mostly about the stories from the past, whereas the book Henry wrote was about Emma and her journey when she started.
Yeah,
But
and it
I
was
don't
like,
mind the fact
like
that
Quinn said.
Well, but Emma's in that book though. She's in it with
no,
Hook.
what I mean is it's her son handwriting it and drawing it, so it would touch her more because he was so putting his heart and soul into it rather than a printed
No,
book.
but that's the thing though, is that he was putting his heart and soul into trying to get her to believe him before, and it had no effect.
Yeah, it was kind of stupid. That's why I feel like
Well, actually,
it would have been. She
have
should
an
have
effect.
been. Let me just finish this. She should have been
Remember,
looking at the
in-
book and started to feel wistful about, well, maybe I really want to be this person, and maybe this does sound good. And then Captain Hook shows up, and then she's like, well, I want this to be true. And then she kisses him because she wants it to be true. And then she remembers.
Yes.
So just make it flow
That
more
even
logically and more emotionally rather than just her randomly showing back up a storybook.
That would have been great. That would have been perfect.
I do have to say, she did have an effect with the actual book. It's just Black Fairy pushed Harry down the stairs and kind of like broke her.
I can't figure out which book Henry actually wrote in. Was it the one in the underworld where they were saying, oh yes, and the illustrations are very nice? But he
I
never
mean, he
wrote.
wrote some pages.
I don't
Well,
know.
the other book is all about stories from the past, and I don't think they ever included stuff that happened in Storybrooke. But for some reason, the other book, we shouldn't talk about that anyway.
I just feel like they were trying so hard to match what they did.
Bible.
And what was the name of the season finale of
I will not mention.
season 1? Yeah, they were trying to match A Land Without Magic so much, down to Henry being hurt and then Emma freaking out because he's hurt. I mean, everything. It's like they were trying to rewrite that whole episode for season 6, and
we all know they are not above rewriting shit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay.
But okay, that wasn't even the most ridiculous part of the finale. We all know.
and if anybody thinks that Rumpel killing his mother automatically redeems him, yeah, fuck that. No.
Okay.
Demon.
I was
No
going to.
way.
Hey. Snake Queen, please. Come on. Come on.
Okay.
Queen. Like how they were flirting with each other, and Selena's like, "Oh, get a room."
Ew!
Who? What did you say? Sorry, I didn't get that.
Selena was rolling her eyes at the way they were complimenting each other on their
Oh,
dresses.
Oh
Christina
God, they're
and
going
the
to
Evil
start
Queen.
making out there.
Oh, come on.
Yeah.
That part like just grossed me out so much.
That
I
was
was
creepy.
about to puke.
At least it wasn't Rumple and Evil Split Queen this time.
It was.
It was worse.
Yes, I know.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Like, honestly, we're wasting time on this bullshit when we don't get even one Captain Swan actual scene.
I know, right? Okay. So this is from Anonymous. Are you guys disappointed the CS did not have a true love's kiss? Also, how do you feel about CS overall this season? I'm happy they got married, but they just felt underwhelming this season. I also felt like Hook was more invested in this relationship than Emma. Please don't freak out. He was always trying to find a way back to her while she is thinking that he abandoned her and or is cursed and can't remember him. Maybe it's the writing. And before Mai freaks out, I'm going to say it's the writing. Because we the audience know Emma well enough to know that she is every bit as much invested in this relationship as Killian is. But it's the way they write it that makes it look like she's not. So that's bullshit.
Okay. I have something to say about that. And goes for Killian as well. I mean, Killian knows her biggest fear, and they had him packing a bag and actually leaving. Because it doesn't matter if he was planning to stay in the last second. He packed a bag, didn't even know, and actually left. Like you said, they were both at home.
He did not leave. He got on a boat to say goodbye, and then he got stuck there.
Okay.
I mean, he didn't have the bag with him on the boat.
He packed the bag.
He didn't mean to leave forever.
The point is that he was intending to leave.
But we also
Only
don't
for short term.
we also don't know that he wasn't going to tell her.
Exactly.
Because when Snow's talking to him, he's waffling. He doesn't know what he's gonna do. And why are we having this argument again?
Oh,
No, I know, but I'm just saying. There's two
But
sides
again,
to everything.
This is what I'm saying. This is why I'm saying it's the writing and the way they wrote CS this season. They wrote them both out of character, and it was infuriating.
Oh, yeah.
I'll say something though. I really think they did a big setback to CS this season. If you're just going by 6B, I would never have started shipping them. It was pretty pathetic.
Thing. I am probably one of the only people in this fandom who don't care that they never got an actual True Love's kiss. I like the True Love. At the end of by this point, it's been so watered down. Like, oh, we just met 5 minutes ago. True Love's kiss. Evil True Love's kiss. So I like the fact that our True Love confirmation was unique. Just as valid as a True Love's kiss. And even more so because, I mean, we got confirmation from the bloody gods. So, I don't mind not getting a True Love's kiss because by this point, everyone and their mothers got an Oprah True Love's kiss. So we got True Love's confirmation like 20 times. Like, we literally got confirmed as True Love like 20,000 times.
Well, while I appreciate that, I'm still forever bitter about it. And I think Ram's idea of having Killian show up and having Emma kiss him when he gets to Boston.
Oh, I would have loved that. Don't get me wrong. I mean,
to have our cake and eat it too, so that she can have True Love's kiss with both of her true loves in the same episode.
Michelle.
I would have loved the True Love's kiss, and I would not have complained to get a True Love's kiss. But on the amount of issues that had this finale, them not having too high on my list, you know?
Michelle, should we expect a fix-it fic in the future?
What fixing what? What are we talking about?
Exactly. What do you
No.
fix in this?
No,
What do you fix?
this alternative headcanon that you were talking about, him using the bean and winding up in Boston.
There's been a couple
Define
I saw already. Someone wrote, not exactly the way I said it, but where Killian shows up in Boston and
I know, but I like
She
Michelle's
remembers.
way because she's
oh
such a
yeah,
good
more the
writer.
merrier.
Can I answer the question?
Yes,
Go
please.
ahead.
Okay, well, in regards to Emma not being invested, Underworld people, and when she went through that portal to save him from the Lost Boys, even, yeah, she's invested. I'm pretty sure she's invested. I mean, stuff happens that they have no control over, but the point is they get through it. They work to get through it. And a relationship is effort, but whereas some relationships are just thrown back together because it's convenient, but I won't get into that. And also,
Can I use that as my segue to my complaining?
well, no, because I'm not done. Okay.
No, I said that
Yeah.
way. I said when you're done.
Well, actually, if you're going to be complaining about what I think you're going to be complaining about, that feeds into our next question after Ro finishes his thought.
Okay, wait, damn it.
I'm just at this point where I don't want to focus anymore on the things that we haven't gotten. So, in regards to the true love kiss,
And sex.
they're already true love. How many times have we had people refer to them as true love? And there was the heart, and then the spell that reunited them when he was in Neverland. I mean, not everything needs to be what Snowing and all that had. They have their own journey, and
Well, all I'm going to say,
but I'm raising my mirror to you.
all I'm going to say about that is they're having Snowing fix head trauma with a kiss. I don't think us getting a true love's kiss would be too much to ask. That's all I'm going to say.
Who actually liked
you know,
Let's go back to my comment. Like, on True Love's Kiss, but on the multiple problems that were in this episode, that's not high on the list, you know?
No, it's not.
And when you consider that, I mean, if this was back in the day when True Love's Kisses were still a huge, massive deal and weren't given out like candy, then it might actually mean something when it happened. That's why having them do the True Love's test and then using the fairy dust to lead her to him through the door has more meaning, because they're very rare things happen. Whereas the True Love used to be rare. It used to be the most amazing thing ever. And then they start piling them on people who've known each other for all of 5 seconds, like with Dorothy and Ruby and Selena and Hades. It's like, are you fucking for real? And then the couple that is the most developed couple on the entire show can't get even one.
Yeah, that
so
seems
I mean,
fucked
it doesn't really have as much meaning to me. It's just the same thing with the Hopping Realms. It used to be like, oh my god, he had to cast a dark curse just to get to the land without magic so he could find Bay. And then by season 6, it's so changed that you might as well expect Emma and Killian to take their kids to the Enchanted Forest for summer. I mean, Jesus Christ! So all you have to do is, there's 5,000 ways now. Rumple must be so pissed.
Obviously.
I like the way you talk about them having kids.
Well, speaking
going
of
on holiday.
Okay, speaking of Rumple.
Okay, speaking of Rumple, come on.
Okay, hold on.
That's just on my throat. Come on, let it out. Let me let it out.
I know. Em and Eddie. This is from Julie. Hi, Julie. I
Aw.
know Em and Eddie said that the Last Supper scene was how they envisioned the show would end when they created the series, but so much has happened in the past 6 years that I can't imagine two adversaries like Hook and Rumple breaking bread together. Thoughts? Also, is Emma still the savior? All they addressed was that the final battle was won. Are they? Hold on, I'm not done. Not done. Are there not going to be future battles? And is Emma free of savioring? Or maybe I'm overanalyzing this way too much. Go ahead, Maya.
Okay. My rant. It's been a while. This was why the reason why the whole True Love skins and the True Love head trauma doesn't bother me as much is because of this fucking. I appreciate it for the aesthetic, but Rumble had literally betrayed them 1 day ago. 1 day, and not even.
What?
Okay, it's not even been more than 1 day before he betrayed them again, and he literally spent a shitload of time betraying them. And you cannot tell me that they had mentioned this in the pilot. There wasn't even going to be more than one episode. Regina was going to be the evil bait, the evil queen always. Tell me, like I can imagine, the Charmings together on the table, maybe with Ruby and Granny and the dwarves. I can imagine as them seeing as their final scene, including Rumble, who had literally betrayed them 5 seconds ago, and Regina. That made more sense in context, but it's fucking bullshit, and it's to please the fans.
Well, and not only that, but dude, we had this whole half season about Emma can't be the dark one and be the savior. She can't be the dark one. It's a terrible, terrible thing. And yet Rumple not only gets to continue to be the dark one, but he gets his wife. He gets his grown-up son made an infant again. And then he's got these people welcoming him as family, despite the fact that he betrayed them less than 24 hours ago.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so don't forget.
And can I just say, bless Colin O'Donoghue, because you could, acting in that scene was perfect. Belle walks in with the baby. He's all smiley and happy. Rumple walks in right after. He's like, oh, God, you come with her. Fuck. And I'm like,
makes sense.
That was one of the best things, because what Julie's talking about is 100% true. I think Killian is tolerating Rumple's presence solely for Henry's sake, because he's Henry's grandfather and because he's Belle's friend, but he is watching Belle like a hawk. And that the minute Rumple tries to fuck with Belle or tries to fuck with Henry and their family, Killian's gonna be all over that shit.
Mm-hmm.
Because just the day before, because let's not forget, just the day before, the show, Hook didn't just use the blow dart. He said, as soon as Emma's taking care of the black fairy, I'm gonna skin myself a crocodile. I'm like, oh damn, we haven't heard that shit since like freaking, I don't know, last season. So I mean, but still, the point is, he's still, even though he lets it go for Henry's sake and for Belle's sake, if he could have his way, he would still kill him.
Yeah, but I just don't understand. I don't understand why they would spend an entire season making a big deal about Emma being the dark one and how it's not right and the darkness should be destroyed. But yet Rumple gets to keep it. The hell?
I can't believe that.
Can we talk about how this literally in the second half of the season all happened because Belle was terrified because Rumple was going to steal her baby? He was so terrified he went and hid in the Jolly Roger.
Yep. And all that got
Are we
swept under the
supposed to
rug the minute her
forget
kid was an
that
infant
happened?
again.
It was
I mean,
anticlimactic. I mean, the
Thank
And
you.
what
whole
about
just
Rumble.
Mila?
one day before that, Henry goes to him begging for his help to get Emma to remember so that the Black Fairy won't win. And he's like, sorry, kiddo. All I care about is
Lisa?
being happy to stay at the big family dinner. I'm like, what the fuck? He was ready to leave them all to die. He literally did not care. And they're still walking like he's
And he got his wife back.
Yeah,
And he got his wife back.
everything he put her through.
Showed them dancing. I'm like, really?
Mm-hmm.
I
Oh,
just
yeah, I was offended.
Put her through.
Okay, look. This episode was not nice to Belle. Like, he was even less than Emma was. He got told she was a shitty mother, and that he would abandon her child, which would never happen. He got badly Photoshop pictures of her. I'll put her abuser.
I'm disgusted.
You know what? At this point, that is her choice. If she wants to live that life of shit, there is nothing else that we can do to convince her.
I know.
She wants
I just
Poor Belle.
Go ahead, Ro.
I've just always been a firm believer that the best revenge is living well, and Killian is going to have a much better marriage than Rumbell ever had.
Thank you.
Oh, for sure.
Well, that's true, but unfortunately, Killian also cares about Belle. So if Rumple does something to her, he's gonna feel compelled to step in. At least the Killian Jones I know. I'm not even gonna get into. Well, next question sort of leads us into.
Oh dear.
I didn't say
There we
anything.
Go ahead, Rams.
Okay, I think Rumpel should have died.
Thank you.
Otherwise, there's no point. No point to his arc, nothing, with zero value to anything that he did. Killing his mother, it wasn't a sacrifice. He did it for revenge. He didn't do anything. He just killed her and then he just broke the curse. Big deal.
Yeah.
And after what happened to Mila, he murdered her twice and it was never addressed.
No.
And him sitting at the same table as Killian, it just made me feel like this is
Don't remind me of Mila,
really, really fucked up.
Mm-hmm. But having
And the writing was on the wall. I honestly thought he was going to die to save his family.
I know. If he had died, that would have been the best ending for his character, and Belle should have had
There was no way to
had
redeem
Gideon
him
to
from
bring
that
up
point.
as a baby.
yeah, they totally should have Darth Vadered him.
Exactly. That's the only ending.
I
that
thought
would
they
have
were going for that.
been
I
fitting
honestly
for
thought
his
they were going for the
character.
Darth Vader end.
I'm still talking, my dear. That would have
Okay.
been the fitting ending for his character, but because Adam and Eddie wanted season 7 and they wanted to bring him back, they just totally compromised everything.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think it was
And
just a fan service.
They offer Robbie. Like, Robbie has been so done with the show for the past 3 seasons. So how much money did they have to offer him to get him to come back?
A fuck of a
Money
lot.
they couldn't. Money they couldn't offer Jennifer.
I mean,
Because Jennifer,
he's not getting projects like the other person who came back. He's still under contract, like Colin. Anything they have to offer him to get him to come back.
Well, to be fair, he does live in Vancouver with his family, whereas Jen lives in L.A. or New York.
But okay,
But
well
he's
we'll get there when we start talking about season
wanting
7.
to go back to. But he's been talking about wanting to go back to Scotland for a while now.
No, in a
Sorry.
recent interview, he said that his kids wanted to stay behind and finish up. I don't know whether they are in school or college. I don't remember. But in a most recent interview, he said that his kids were a consideration. So I think he must have changed his mind for the sake of his children.
But the worst part about it was the way they ended it. The way his he didn't when he killed his mother. It didn't have anything to do with the curse. Curse was the last thing on his mind when he killed her. It was her because he turned Belle into an agoraphobe and made her a recluse in her own house when Belle is normally this person that wants to see the world, and then tried to convince him that Belle had left him. It was vengeance, pure and simple. He did not care what happened to anybody else, even his own grandson. He did not give a shit, and yet we're supposed to believe that everything's happy, joy with them.
Well, to be fair, he hasn't cared about Henry in about 4 years.
Exactly.
Remember how when he tried to kill him?
Exactly.
I know. That's what I don't understand why.
See, everybody is an
Thank you,
idiot for believing him. That's all there is to it. Every single person is an idiot for believing
instead
him.
he gets the do-over with his family.
Yeah.
Fucked up.
Yeah, and here's the thing. Like Michelle said, and knowing how big of Star Wars fans Adam and Eddie are, I honestly thought they were going to Darth Vader it.
To me,
It made sense.
the
Go
whole
ahead,
Rumble
Lilo.
thing. No, to me, the whole Rumble thing or ending, it was more like fan service instead of giving a realistic ending. More like it to make them happy. I don't know. I
Yes,
think
agreed.
that's it.
And why do you think they paid Sean to do that 1 second voiceover when he shot the arrow with the fucking ring? They were trying to cover all bases, and since the outlaw queeners were one of the most vocal pissed off groups.
Exactly.
Here you go. They're married now. Happy now.
This is not what I wanted. This is not what I wanted. That was what I wanted for the real Outlaw Queen, not the wish one.
Yeah.
But we don't get. That's why we don't get nice things.
Yeah, fake Robin and fake
it's
Evil
happy.
Queen are happily ever after. Who cares?
Yeah, I feel sorry for Roland if he ever meets the fake Robin.
Exactly.
Actually, I would like to see a grown-up Roland
Are
in
you
the next season.
telling
Maybe.
me
I don't know.
Oh,
this
God.
is a Roland
Maybe a
in the same realm as
brother
Roland?
fist.
Okay,
Wait.
Go ahead. Okay, never mind.
Who? Me?
Yes, you.
Who?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you're telling me that they're in the same realm as Roland, and Baby Holly doesn't even get a small mention. Like, oh, by the way, you having a 4-year-old kid?
Oh
That's
yeah,
not his kid.
because Regina and Robin left the Wish World for the regular Enchanted Forest.
Yes.
How the hell they got there, I have no
Right.
clue, but okay. But Roland's running around that world with Little John and the rest of the Merry Men, but we don't
Yep.
care that he's got a kid.
Oh my God.
So
Do you
weird.
think the evil queen, split queen, is preggers?
Oh God.
No.
Oh, come on, what do you have to...
Because
Not
I
if-
saw a baby crib in the behind when the arrow scene with the split queen.
Not if the
Daniela.
potion.
I was
but
like,
Rich-
Yes, the potion.
Yeah, Regina drank that potion, so if it affects the evil queen too, then no.
yeah, I was like,
The funny
They could
thing is,
always
the fun-
say that she found a cure or something.
the funny thing is that she claims that she had to leave the Wish Realm because she was being hunted by Henry, and everybody believed that she killed
snowing.
she killed
Snow and Charming.
Snowing. So she comes to the Enchanted Forest because she feels it's the only place where she's going to be safe. And I'm like, congratulations, bitch, but they don't like you there either. Okay, that's why you were known there as the evil queen. So good luck with that.
There's nobody there.
Because the people that are still there that weren't taken over with the curse, the ones that are still there, only know you as the evil queen. So have fun with that, because that's not going to be any better for you. But okay, whatever.
Okay. So
So,
season 7 spec people.
Oh boy.
Oh.
Really?
Before we go into that,
Yes.
then I love just living on the farm with a little Wilby. And I love that the place map doesn't say Nolans, but it says welcome to the Charmings.
Aw.
Okay, let's start with what we know so far.
Okay, let me read the question. For the love of God.
Seriously, come on.
From Anonymous.
We're not animals.
What does everyone think about season 6 overall, and what's to come for season 7? A&E knew that. Well, maybe this could have been it, and the storyline and pacing wise, it was just all over the place. They could have done so much more in a 2-hour finale, but all we got was retreading and repeating. Season 7 looks like the same thing. I'm also sad that we will never see what Emma and Hook's life was like in the approximately 15-year time jump.
Well, that's not necessarily true. We don't know that.
Yeah.
This is what we know so far. One, the beginning scene of the finale was a flash forward. So at some point in the future, Henry either moves to the Enchanted Forest with his child, or he decides to escape there to keep her safe from whatever it is whatever this darkness is that's hunting them down. Two, Tiger becomes a fairy again, escapes Neverland. Presumably, she becomes this little girl's fairy godmother, I think.
I don't know what the fuck that was about.
3, somehow the little girl winds up in the land without magic somewhere before that first scene. I don't know. We don't know how long she's been there. We don't know where she wound up. We just know that Henry is in Seattle and she tracks him down. And he doesn't have his memories, and she has to help him to remember because their family is in danger. 4, we know that Hook, Regina, and Rumpel are not in Storybrooke, ostensibly probably in Seattle somewhere, cursed with no memories. And their identities are different. That's all we know so far.
So season 1 retread.
Pretty much.
And then some Fridays. Yeah.
Oh dear.
I would like to know the book that Lucy has is different. I mean, why is it different? Is it published or not? I mean, that would be, I don't know, mystery, I think, because it was a different book and much girly. I don't know.
Okay, wait a minute. The book that she shows up with in Seattle, she's literally looking at the last page before she goes to talk to Henry, and it's the Last Supper scene, and it says, "And they lived happily ever after," and except, oh wait, they didn't. There was a curse.
So she doesn't have Henry's. She started out keeping Henry's storybook safe, her father's storybook safe, and yet when we see her in the past, but the show's present, aka sort of future, because it's 15 years on, she's got the same storybook, only it's like a Crayola version where it's hand drawn instead of an author book.
No, she was carrying the original book.
Then why does she have a second one?
What do you mean?
The cover looks different.
It was all. It was like a yellow.
Well, remember, we didn't get a good. Remember, the book, like the original book, zaps back to life when Emma comes back to life. All the realms come back to life. The book zaps back to life.
Because when she's sitting on the bus and she's looking at it and it says "Happily Ever After," she closes it, and it's not an author book. It looks like just a flimsily bound, like, you know, somebody made it with their own hands type book.
Yeah, I think the different fucked up.
It's like a hand drawn Crayola.
But
that's
the same kind of drawings that the book has always had.
But it did not. It wasn't leather. It wasn't a leather bound book. It wasn't an author's book.
To be honest with you, I wasn't paying that much attention because I don't care.
Okay, I'm
it
watching
looked
the
like
scene.
some
No
hastily
matter how
drawn.
funny it is.
It looked a lot like the one that Henry gave to Emma to help her to remember when she left to go back to Boston. It was just a hastily bound, handwritten book with some Crayola drawings and shit, and there was no cover on it. It was just like white paper, and it said "Once
No,
upon
it
a
has
time."
No,
some cover on it.
It does have a cover. It says
But it's
once.
not
I mean,
it's not the fucking storybook.
It has
No,
to
it's not.
be.
well, it's different. That's why
It's
I'm
got the
saying.
same story, but it's not bound in the author's traditional book. It's like
Okay.
maybe she lost the book and she recreated it herself by
But that
drawing
doesn't
out
make
the pages
sense
or something.
because Henry and Tiger Lily both told her to protect the fuck out of the book.
I know, but that's not the book she fucking had.
I'm confused.
I
What if
don't
It
know,
looks
this
like
but
she'd lost
was written by Henry the author?
I wonder if
like
course.
she had lost the.
Well, bro.
It looked like she had lost the book, or maybe she put it somewhere where it wouldn't be found, and she decided to recreate it herself by drawing it by hand, so she would have a copy. I don't know. Like I said, at this point, it's all spec. We know nothing. We don't even know who her fucking mother is.
and we don't
We just know that it's some sort of epic love story or something.
and we
and
don't
there's
even
no
know if there's a
violence.
we don't even know if there's a Kindle version of the book.
Exactly.
I need a
This
Kindle
could
version
be-
of this
I
shit.
mean,
I'm worried because the little girl's Latina. You
Yes.
know the Adam and Eddie
Because Lord knows they could.
history of whitewashing.
Yes.
Yeah, but some fans say it's Moana, other fans say it's Elena of Avalon. It's like
I don't think it's anybody famous.
it's so invented.
I think it's just some made up person.
Oh,
And that's how
still
people
think-
are seeing it.
Because Henry's the grandson of Snow and Charming. It could be some other person.
it could be the daughter of Esmeralda and Phoebus.
I'm thinking, Latina. Romani.
I just gotta say, Blue is fired. Tiger Lily should be the new fairy next season.
Exactly. I love Keegan, but Sarah's better.
Oh, it probably is. I mean, they brought Tiger Lily back because otherwise they're like, what?
Okay. So everybody died when Hook referred to Emma as his wife like twice.
Yes.
I think we all
talked
freaked out
about that,
more when
20
Charming.
minutes ago.
Yeah, I
think we all
died.
freaked out. We all freaked out more when Charming referred to
some love.
Killian as his son. We were all like,
Yes. I
Oh my God.
died.
Oh
Like
my God.
gold.
I jumped when Hook referred Emma as his wife, and with Charming referred as Hook as his son-in-law. I was like, I was on the rule.
Yeah,
I had to repeat.
let's just be real. The Captain Charming scenes were the best scenes in the whole 2 hours.
Oh yeah.
True.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Most definitely.
Hashtag Motipi gold.
One, really that one.
Yeah.
The first thing
Oh!
if you
Who was the dragon in the giant's place? That was like a mystery.
so
Lily's
weird.
father. That's
That
Lily's
was
father.
dumb.
I think the funniest line was when he said, "The next time you want to sneak out without being seen, you might want to make sure that there aren't any munchkins around. They're easily bought."
Yeah. I love the hello, mommy. Hook and
Hello,
my favorite.
Hello, mommy. That was funny.
Hello, mommy.
It's my favorite. Oh,
Snow doesn't seem all that happy to see him, huh?
you know what stories I would like to see if the premiere gives me a chance to be interested? Princess and the Frog, Sinbad, and Hunchback of Notre Dame.
I don't trust him
So
to
the
the hunchback.
So can we assume the flashbacks are going to be like how Henry meets this woman
Girl.
and how Hook and Rumple and Regina come to be cursed, like how this is supposed
Well,
to happen?
that's the thing, though. The tagline for season 7 said something about Henry teams up with Captain Hook, the Evil Queen, and Rumpelstiltskin to fight a new evil or some shit.
If
New
that's true,
darkness
then
or
whatever's
something.
cursed them would have to be lifted rather quickly. I'm not sitting around waiting 22 episodes for him to get his shit together.
Amen.
But no, because remember, this is exactly what they did in season 1. Season 1 was them telling the snowing Regina Evil Queen story leading up to the curse. Like, they told us how Regina cast the curse and blah blah blah. They told that whole story in season 1, and it wasn't until the finale that we got the payoff of Emma believing. I could totally see them doing it this way again, where the story leads up to the flashbacks lead up to them getting cursed. Juxtaposed with the curse getting broken.
Oh God, I hope not. I can't wait another 22 episodes for him to get his shit straight. Honest to God, I need some action for Hook and them to get back to Storybrooke, please.
Because there's speculation that Henry's author powers, especially once he's an adult, could allow him to like realm hop on his own. And so he just like winds up. So he just like he's 18. He's going off. Instead of going to college, he's going off to like do his authoring, like in other realms. And so he's off on his own adventure while everybody else is back in Storybrooke. I mean, that would be why Emma would be in the premiere to see him off.
It's possibly how he met
And then
his wife. Maybe
he meets the wife and has the kid, and somewhere along the way.
The darkness. The movie they could that part of that is that Killian would work with both Regina and Rumpel, the two people he hates the most.
but it still doesn't explain why. However they got cursed, it doesn't explain why it would only curse those three and nobody else.
But I don't think it does. I think it curses everybody. They just get scattered to the winds. Like, I don't think they're all in the same place.
It's possible.
So they
Henry winds up in Seattle, Hook, Regina, and Rumpel in one place, Emma and Zelina and the Charmings and Belle in another.
That's what I'm saying. That would explain why they're not there. That doesn't involve death. But like I keep saying, at this point, I do not trust Em and Eddie not to kill Emma. I just don't.
No.
I don't trust them not to fuck this up. I don't trust them not to give Killian a fake love interest, considering how they treated all the other fake relationships on this show. I just don't trust it, which is why I personally am not watching season 7. Like, the minute I heard,
and I'm not watching
like,
season 7 either.
Peace out, bitches. I'm gone.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been saying it for 4 seasons. No Emma, no mine. Tending to completely keep that promise. Any who break their promises every 5 seconds.
I might check out the pilot episode because Emma is going to be on it, but I don't know. I'm in half minds about checking it out because I'm afraid if it's going to have something bad in it. But the rest of the season, I'm not watching.
Well,
I'm
gonna
read her scenes on Twitter or something.
I'm a champ at reading recap.
Upload her scenes.
Me too.
Well, I will be there. I will be there for Colin, if for nothing else.
And if there's any good Captain Swan, it's gonna pop up in gifts anyway.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Or
and all
YouTube.
people upload the scenes, so it's stupid episodes.
But like I said, long term over the course of the season, I don't trust them not to fuck it up. So
Oh yeah.
it's just easier for me if I don't watch. Then it's not real because I'm not watching it.
Well, I hope realistically and with low expectations, if they pull an Elena Gilbert for the finale, and they bring Emma and Snowing and Zelina.
Also, and I don't think that they're going to get anything help getting them back because they fired Jared, Emily, and Rebecca. Like,
Yeah, Jared had said in that tweet that
Rebecca and Emily made a point of saying that it was not their decision.
Jared had said that his intention was to come back, but Or then he was told that the direction of the show had changed and that they weren't going to need him anymore, unless they call him in to do flashbacks, which is possible.
Exactly.
No,
So
I just coming back.
I can't hear you, Mai.
yeah, speak up, Mai.
What?
We can't hear you.
What?
There you go.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay, well,
But Emily and Rebecca, yeah, no. And Ken's not coming back for more than one episode.
oh no, I
They
appreciate.
treated her like shit for
Yeah.
6 years.
I mean, I appreciate
He was
these
a
people
fucking mean.
who want to believe that she's gonna come back, but yeah, no. I mean,
Her was
You don't believe the
treated
words
like
coming out of
crap
her
for
own
6
mouth?
years.
but that's the thing, though. She can't. She said it herself. She can't promise anything. She signed for the one episode. She'll be there. She can't promise anything
I
beyond
know,
that
but
Right.
it's
because she's
enough.
got to leave.
It's
And
enough.
so did Ginny and Josh. And so do. I mean, do you think they're just going to sit on their hands and just wait around for Adam and A to call them? No, they're
I
going to
know
go
they're
do
not. I
auditions for
know
shit
they're
and go
not,
get more
Michelle.
work.
Michelle, I know they're not going to sit around waiting to get a phone call, but it's enough for me to know that they are open to it if they have the time.
But that's the
all I
thing.
care
If they
about.
don't have the time, they're not going to be there. And if they can't be there, then Adam and Eddie can't tell the story that you want them to tell. And that's what all of us are saying. That yes,
Yeah, and
it's nice that they want to come
Emily's
back.
been scheduled. Schedule is packed. Doing the play, then she's doing cons, then she's doing the film circuits with some dogs. Then she's thinking of doing some producing and some directing. So girl is very happy to be free.
All I know is that if their ratings tank, which they probably will, and the show winds up getting canceled after, if season 7 winds up being their last, I would hope that she would come in at the very least for the last episode to tie it up.
But again, she doesn't have control. She doesn't know what's going to happen. She doesn't have a crystal ball. She can't see into the future.
Yeah.
And A, know that this is going to be the last season. The thing with Nina, they went into season 8 knowing it was the last season. She could clear her schedule long enough to get in to be there for those couple days she needed to be there to film those scenes that Elena's in the finale. Jen doesn't have that luxury. They don't know that. They didn't say the 7th and final season. They just said it's been renewed for season 7. They want this show to continue beyond season 7, people.
Oh yeah.
Well,
I
good
agree.
luck with that.
That's what I'm saying.
Good luck with that.
They want the show
Good
to
luck with
continue.
that.
But that's what I'm saying. They want the show to continue beyond season 7.
I
We
know,
all
but
know it won't because no one's going to tune in because no one gives a shit about the story that they're telling except for, diehard people of the 3 characters who are staying. But
it won't take them long. It won't take them long to notice when the ratings and before you
I'm
just
sorry,
wait.
Lisa, you're giving them too much credit.
yes.
Look,
Of course they won't know it. I'm idiot.
The ratings didn't.
They still think that their season 6 was good.
The ratings dropped in season 6, but they've been dropping ever since the show started. The only reason that they had that upswing in season 4 was because Frozen was such a massive thing. Now, yes, season 6 was the lowest that they've had yet, but they managed to remain steady. They didn't just drop off into infinity. It stayed steady between like 1.0 and 0.7.
That's the thing, but
That's not steady.
it still hits results.
I mean, they hit series lows repeatedly.
If it had gone any worse than that, then it would be a different story. I guarantee you, this coming year, without Emma and that core that everybody has grown up with, it will drop quickly. And it won't take them long before
It's on Friday.
It won't take them long before they start to see, yeah, we kind of fucked
you
up.
You give them too much credit.
Yes.
These are the same people.
Yes.
That season 6 was good, and that the ratings were good.
Adam
Like,
Adam and
hold
Eddie
on.
actually said,
they're all great.
Adam and Eddie can want whatever they fucking want, but at the end of the day, if the network is not making its bucks, the network is going to go, sorry.
well, okay, here
But they
Netflix
do
funded the
have
whole of the season,
Mhm.
so I really don't think ratings are going to matter that much for season 7.
so
I'm pretty sure
this is all
the
about
only
money.
reason
It
they got
is
season
about
7
money. If the
Yeah,
network
and
is not,
because
So the
if the network is
question,
not getting a return,
The next
Okay,
person
Lisa,
Yeah.
guaranteed that
Lisa,
it's
whoa, whoa, whoa. Hold on. Lisa,
stop
you keep muting yourself in the middle of talking.
trying to call in. Just give me 5 seconds. What I'm trying
doing
to
the same
say,
thing for 10 minutes.
that's because my parents keep trying to call me.
We'll tell them to stop.
If
Welcome
ABC,
we
to
need to
Marvel.
move on.
My parents
I
do the
mean,
same thing.
I'm just telling you what's on my screen here, and I keep seeing your microphone get muted. That's all I'm telling you.
Right?
if ABC does not get a return on its investment, it won't matter what Adam and Eddie want. It won't matter what the fan base wants.
No, but
ABC is going to go bye bye.
no,
See ya.
but
Wouldn't
but
want to be ya.
okay.
but they
Here's
do
the
have
problem.
deals with other platforms like
Here's
Netflix or
yeah. See,
abroad.
here's
Because
I
nobody
mean,
cares.
If this was a younger show, maybe, but this is a show that's been on for
no,
6 now, going into 7
no.
years.
Because the only reason season 7 even exists is because Netflix stepped in and
Exactly.
ponied up money
Yep.
to ABC to keep the show on because it's one of their biggest shows on the streaming
and
service.
exactly.
Netflix
If
could either
Netflix doesn't get a return on its investment and they don't
Okay,
pony
Lisa.
up any more money, then it's done. It's
no,
done.
but we're saying something different from you. Yes, the money matters, but what we're saying is Em and Eddie aren't going to take that into account when they're writing the show. They never do.
Yeah.
They
I know.
said that this ending with Henry and his kid was going to be the ending the whole time. Even if the show had gotten canceled, we would have ended on that image.
I don't believe them.
Yeah, and
all I'm,
honestly, ABC does not trust the show anymore. They moved it to Friday. If they had any faith on it, they would have kept it on Sunday. They
Yep.
moved it to Friday at 8. And the only reason, I'm pretty sure, other than Netflix pulling in the money, I don't know if you know this, but ABC has no pilots except for the Marvel one, and has no new drama pilots.
I know, and most
Like,
of their sitcoms suck. Their whole network's worth of shows suck.
yeah, so it's the reason that things like Agents of Shit and Once Upon a Time got renewed because of the shitty ratings is because ABC doesn't have anything to fill those parts with. The reason both those shows got renewed.
Yeah, ditto Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., even though Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. was infinitely better written this year.
Mm-hmm. Most def.
No.
But
Honestly, I think if Netflix hadn't stepped in, I don't think Once Upon a Time would have been renewed.
No, I don't think so
No.
either.
because it was obvious, the fact that it took as long as it did to get a solid answer was because ABC was probably waffling as to whether or not they wanted to pick it up. Now, I'm sure that they were ready to let it go, but Netflix, as you said, stepped in and said, "Oh, here's this cash. Give us one more year." All I'm saying is that when season 7 starts, if the ratings get really bad, which I'm certain that they probably will, and ABC feels that it's time to let it go, at least give us a decent ending. That's all I care about. Just give us a decent ending. Period.
But here's the thing: the ratings jumped 13% for the finale because people wanted to see how it ended, just in case it was the end. Because we still didn't know at that point if the show was going to be renewed. Well, yeah, I guess we did. We did know, but people still wanted to know like what would happen, what Emma's happy ending would be, blah blah. And for a lot of people, they're considering this the series finale, including me. And that's why people tuned in to watch. And I guarantee you there's going to be a similar-ish bump next year. It may not go above what the finale was this year, but I think the ratings for the premiere will be on par with the ratings for the finale this year because people will be curious to see how the show soldiers on without Emma and company, because that's what happened to Sleepy Hollow.
Exactly.
and then it'll
Like
slide back down.
I'm having sleep. Like I'm seriously having Sleepy
Also,
Hollow.
I don't know if you noticed, but Sleepy Hollow, nobody watched the last season. Really, like, you did not see once about Sleepy Hollow. Like, oh, right, that show's still on.
Mm-hmm.
That's what's going to happen to us.
And just an anecdote, I flipped through the advisory board like right before we started recording, and the vast majority of the people who are still posting on there are upset that the show came back, and are upset that their favorite characters aren't coming back, and are upset about this retread of season 1's plot in season 7.
Yeah.
And if everybody who is firm in their resolve not to watch doesn't watch in season 7, this will be the last season. And the thing that bugs me about this is the fact that, I don't know Colin's contract situation. He may still have been under contract for season 7. He may not have had a choice. It may have been his choice to come back. We don't know. I'm not upset at the man for having a job, because God knows he's very talented and deserves all the jobs in the world. I just worry about if the show doesn't get a good ending. If they do something stupid, like trying to put Killian with somebody else, even in a fake relationship or whatever bullshit, that people are going to turn on him, and it's going to adversely affect his career going forward because he's shackled to this dying horse.
Exactly.
Yes.
I won't turn on him because.
Well, I know we won't, but the way things are perceived by general audience people is different than the way they're perceived by us.
Yes, I mean, come on. Okay, here's the thing. You guys know where I'm calling, but I don't think, like, if the show had ended this year, I don't think he would have had any problem to getting a job. Number one, he's a white male. Active and talented white male. If the show's not if he's not under the contract and so on, there's nothing stopping him from getting another good job. So, like, Colin's job situation. So, and like, oh, but Colin still has a job. You should be happy. Like, that would have not had a problem with getting another job.
I disagree with you. I disagree with you because he has talked me extensively about how much he struggled, and he was almost ready to give up acting before he got this Once Upon a Time gig. And he's not traditionally attractive in the way a male leading men are, generally top actor in Hollywood. He's not.
He is.
Bulky. No, he's not.
Yes, he is.
Yes, he is.
I have to disagree there. I find him really handsome, but I really don't think he would be.
No, okay. Rams, just random aside, because I have several pictures of Colin in my cube at work, and can I just say that almost every day some lady stops into my cube and goes, "Who is that?" Like, they need to know who that is because he's very, very hot.
Yeah,
I know.
and okay, yes, maybe he had problems once upon a time, but he's been on the show for 5 years, and he's got a lot of publicity, and people know him now. Like,
he's only worked for independent
he was
shows.
a guy,
because that's all he's had time for. That's all he's had time for in between once his schedule.
I don't know. I'm not really that convinced, especially for TV actors.
He's a good actor.
Really that easy to jump
very
into,
conventionally attractive.
Stardom.
And he has the big boon of being Captain Hook.
Yeah, and let's not forget he was on the short list for Superman before he got the one skate.
What? The Man of Steel or Superman Returns? Man of Steel?
Superman Returns.
Wow.
He was on the short list for that.
Before the guy who was
before they decided on Brandon Routh, he was on the short list. Yes.
Ooh,
and
and he's got the new one, the dystopian movie coming out. That'll be out. I mean, I think
what still remains, and look, when he was discussing the whole thing about about wanting to end his career as an actor because he had so much trouble finding work, he also codified that by saying that Ireland is a small country and there is not a lot of acting work to be had there. So yes, it was a difficult start. That's why he branched out by having his agent find him work in London, because London is a bigger city where there's significantly more work. And from there, it was because he was working in London that he was able to get the part on Tudors. And when he got the part on Tudors, that's what branched him out bigger. So he's not stupid. I'm sure that even though Drogheda is his home, I'm certain that once is over with, that he may not live in California, but he's definitely going to be shopping himself around for other shows. This man has a ready-made built-in fan base that will follow him literally wherever he goes. I mean, all of the Twitter posts from the directors of Duststorm and the director of the Carrie Hillby film were like, they posted like crazy about how they could not believe the amount of followers that they were getting and all the support, mainly because Colin has this massive built-in fan base that supports everything that he does. I mean, and Michelle, you can attest to this. You fucking lived there when he was filming Duststorm in Nashville. Fucking tell me that all those groups of fans down there were really going there for anybody else other than Colin.
Oh no, we were like, there were people just randomly stalking the set. Like, everybody who came up to the set wanted to see him.
Okay, and here's the thing: the guy has been in a movie with Anthony freaking Hopkins.
Mm-hmm.
He's not going to have any problem getting work if he wants to.
Can I just say that I don't want to comment about him as an actor, but as a person, as a husband and a father, he just had his second kid. It's good that he has a job. Yeah.
Especially in this industry, because it's really tough to get jobs.
Well, no, and that's where I'm at. I mean, I'm happy Colin has a job, but how I choose to interact with that job is my choice at this point. And I'm choosing, for the sake of my love of Killian Jones as a character, to not tune in to watch his character get assassinated by a couple of hacks who haven't had a fresh idea in 5 years.
Completely agree.
Well,
I guess I will choose to live in hope.
Me too.
My hope's dead.
Season 6 killed me.
I think that's all I had.
I've been burned too many times by these writers.
I have nothing left.
You know what Eddie said? He said that the ratings, you can't control the ratings, and actually we have a growing fan base in one of the exit interviews. Apparently he's delusional enough to think that they're going to get a shit ton of new fans who are going to watch season 7, even though the ratings been dropping.
They're not. He'll be lucky if he'll be.
That's what Michelle and I keep saying. They are blind to the status of the show. No, you do not have a built-in fan base anymore because you've shot all over them.
At this
they
point,
literally pissed off every single subset of fandom in this show.
Yes.
At this point, they'll be lucky that if they can even pull in the diehards. They might get some, but they're not going to get much. Especially with Emma gone, forget about it.
What?
Even the Queen's
illegal.
Okay.
That's
quick question.
Not enough.
Quick question. What's going to be on the CW Fridays at 8? Anybody know?
It's going to be Crazy Ex-Girlfriend.
Okay, so we're going to have to see if Once can do better than Crazy Ex-Girlfriend.
Oh, wait, no. It's not
Jane
Crazy
the Virgin.
Ex-Girlfriend. It's Jane the Virgin.
Jane the Virgin. Jane the Virgin is a little bit better. So let's see if they can, because I really think they're going to be pulling CW level numbers here, people.
Yep.
So everyone was asking about whether they would watch or not.
No, they're
Me
debating.
personally, I I don't know. I started the show as a oncer with season 1, and I just fell in love with the show, the premise and everything. If if it's if it's semi decent, I probably will watch. But as far as getting invested in the fandom, the spoilers and all that, I think I'm pretty much done. I want to finish what I started with the show and have hope that the right people will come back at the right time. But it's good to just take a break from everything else for the time being. I'm not going to get my hopes up.
Me neither.
I mean, to be honest, if it wasn't for the fact that I did this with you guys, I don't think I was ever going to be as big invested in the fandom or watch weekly, download weekly. For season 7, I'll probably just download a few after a couple of weeks and binge or something. Because now that we probably won't have this, I just don't see the point.
Well, speaking of that, we have several questions here about the state of the podcast.
Wow.
So I will read them. First, we've got one about Jen and Colin. So I'll just read it. From Anonymous, Jen saying that Colin supported her decision for leaving and cares about her as a person made me feel so much better, even though he hasn't really said anything about it on his own. And her also saying that they will always be good friends made some of my aches in my heart go away. So yeah, that's nice. Okay, so here we go. 3 questions about Say the Podcast. Anonymous. Hi, everyone. I would like to know if you are continuing this podcast for season 7 despite no CS. You are the only OUAT/CS podcast I listen to, and I love hearing you guys agree, disagree, and flail each week, but would understand if you didn't want to continue. If this is it, thank you for devoting an hour or two each week for the past few years to discuss our favorite ship.
Holy fuck, man.
And then from Anonymous, are you happy or disappointed with the CS scenes this year? And what do you think is going to happen now that Emma is no longer there? Is this your last podcast? We'll miss you all very much if it is. And then the last one from Anonymous, do you think the finale and season 7 storyline would be different if JMO decided to stay on? As a CS shipper, I am over the moon that they got married and had pancakes, but it just felt like there was little to no emotional payoff this year. Season 6 has been nothing but angst, lies, and contrived storylines. CS didn't even share a true love's kiss. Is this going to be your last podcast and CS is not going to be on the show anymore?
I'm Mosh.
Well,
This earlier. Actually.
yeah, we after we got the first question, we started an email thread about the state of the show, and
I am willing to stay on and keep it up. I don't. I mean, I am going to continue watching, like I said, because I am a hooker till I die. I will support Colin, so I will watch it. Period. And if you guys want to keep doing this, I will be here.
I don't
not
want to.
I'm not.
I'm
I'm gonna be honest. I probably won't. This is probably either my last episode or my before last episode.
Well, let's be clear about one thing. Before we sign off for good, before we make any decisions, Lisa and I are going to the convention in Chicago where Colin is supposed to be. So we're definitely going to do a show about that. And I think we're going to also couple it with a retrospective on Captain Swan in general. So there's at least one more show, guys.
Exactly.
So rejoice. Beyond that, I'm not continuing. I'm not watching season 7. Our fearless leader, Serena, has already said she's not watching season 7.
Watching season 7. So.
Ryan's not watching
If
season 7.
the rest of them when they have a blessing, but we're not going to be here.
Yeah, if Lisa wants to continue without us and find some new hosts with her, that's fine.
I'll stick along if Lisa sticks along. And Mike too.
I'm not opposed to coming back for episodes with actual CS scenes if we get any, but
yeah,
I don't think I really want to do this anymore. I mean, I won't be watching weekly, so I will watch, just not all the time. so I don't think I'd be able to.
Rams?
I think if we do some occasional episodes focusing on CS, I think that would be nice. But on a regular basis, I'm done. I'm not doing a season 6 regular thing because without CS, it's pointless to me.
Yeah, I think it only
Yeah.
feels right to come back when it's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Depending on how we feel or the state of the show, which is unpredictable at this point.
Yeah, and just to be clear, the blog isn't going anywhere. The YouTube channel isn't going anywhere. We're gonna keep it open just in case. I really think we're just gonna keep it open just in case there's some good Captain Swan in season 7, or if all of your hopes are realized and JMO comes back for the finale and they're reunited or some shit. We would obviously be back for that. But
Yeah.
on a regular basis,
Not so
I'm
much.
done.
Yeah.
This is so sad.
The end of an era, guys.
Are we
It is.
gonna
Aw.
are we going to do a Comic-Con podcast?
No.
No.
I mean, I won't.
I won't.
Because I really don't have anything to look
Because-
forward to.
Yeah, because I just have a feeling everything that's gonna happen is just gonna piss me off.
I know.
I mean, Lisa, like we said, Serena and I can give you the access to the stuff. If you want to try to have it without us, that's okay. I don't have a problem with that.
I am
But-
more than happy to keep it going for anybody that wants to. Because I mean, even if Captain Swan is, I am certain that with Hook there, Captain Swan, Emma will have some sort of mention. You cannot have this fucking show without him saying something. So,
Unless he's cursed.
but if they
And with
end that
someone
quickly,
else.
if they end that quickly and he gets his memories back, I'm almost certain there will be some mentions in there somewhere. So I am open to keeping it going. I guess I will keep the home fires burning then, since no one else wants to.
I think that's great because people clearly still want to listen. So it's great that there's somebody who wants to carry on.
I'm gonna feel like I'm talking to a wall, but because no one else gonna be there but me.
I will
I
join
don't
you.
think so.
I will join you if you.
There will be
want
people
me.
who's gonna watch the season. So
I'll be back for the premiere, maybe.
I mean, I'm gonna watch the season 7. So
Me too. I'm just gonna watch it because I wanna give it. I wanna give my better judgment if I wanna watch all season 7. It's like, I'm just gonna be bitter like mine. I will always be bitter that we didn't get Captain Swan's sexy times and we did not get a Truff's kiss. But with the hope of seeing season 7 Captain Swan again, I'm there.
So the bottom line with the original crew, we've got one more show because we're gonna do a retrospective and a con review from Chicago. So we'll be back for that.
Yeah.
And that'll be in like 3 weeks. Well, maybe a month. Because that Saturday we're actually going to be in Chicago.
Oh.
We will attempt to live tweet as much as we can. But
Like,
If Lisa hasn't passed out for being in Colin's presence.
oh, you're one to talk. You're one to talk. Miss, I was only standing because there was a wall there. You're one to talk.
Yeah, but I've already been to this rodeo.
It doesn't matter. In that man's presence, I have literally read posts on Tumblr from fans that are old hats at these cons, and the minute that they were in his presence, they forgot how to adult. Like they were literally.
Well, okay. Here's the problem though. Is I'm kind of afraid now of how the con's going to go.
me too.
Because
He's gonna get a backlash.
well, I don't know if he's going to get a backlash, but I mean, I think every other question he's going to get is is season 7 questions about how Killian's going to cope without Emma or whatever the fuck's going on with Captain Swan or something.
I'm
But
not
he
gonna
hasn't
ask
even read
anything
the
about,
script yet.
I'm not going to ask anything because at this point that we're going, he knows nothing, and he would have nothing to tell. So why would I waste my
That
time?
doesn't stop
asking
people
him
from
questions?
asking him weird stuff.
if they want to ask, that's their choice. But I'm not going to ask because at that point, even at Comic-Con, they're only maybe 1 to 2 weeks in. They don't know shit, and yet the reporters keep asking them as if they do. They don't know anything. They're barely started. So I'm going to keep my questions to more, stuff that he can actually answer, comfortable stuff.
Headcanon about Mama Jones.
Yes, definitely.
You
Headcanon
feel
about
it, I
his
will
mother.
All I gotta
Yeah.
say, ladies, good luck.
Oh, so we could do that. If you have a question that you would like us to try to ask Colin, that's not creepy. No creepy questions, people. Nothing about his family. Nothing about Jen. None of the weird Colifer stuff. If it's a legitimate question about Killian Jones,
Or about Colin's future, like his future projects.
Yeah.
Professional stuff. No personal stuff.
Can you ask him a question about if he's ever gonna be interested in the future once it's really over that he and Jen can film a movie or TV or something?
no.
Please ask him that.
No, that's
No,
so
because that's
weird.
creepy.
Hmm.
So submit them to either my inbox or Lisa's inbox, and we will, if we get a chance, we will attempt to get your question answered.
If they're not dead out of seeing Colin,
Yeah, if we haven't died.
exactly.
Bring a mattress just in case you faint.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Okay, static.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's it.
Don't you forget about me.
It's been a ride, people.
Don't. Sorry,
It's
sorry.
not over yet.
Oh my god.
And
Are you talking about the
We'll see you guys
podcast or
in
the show?
retrospect.
well, we've got the con one and the retrospective, so yeah.
Right. Yeah.
And it's still a better finale than Merlin.
Oh,
That's a lot, but
thank
on
No,
That is
okay.
absolutely
No, personality then. How I Met Your Mother.
Oh my god. That still pisses me off to this day.
Okay.
All right. Well, we hope you all enjoyed the show. We will be back for the con episode / retrospective. And we will talk to you then. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.